Hi, it's Pucci from SuperBooth18 in Berlin. I'm here with Sebastian from Arturia, who will show us the new Minibrute 2S.
This is the new Minibrute 2S. We announced it at NAMM. It's now available. Analog monophonic synthesizer. It's got two oscillators, one complex oscillator with waveform mixing, and you get some shaping of each waveform, like pulse width modulation. Ultra source, kind of detuned source to do chorus types of sounds, wave folder, the metallizer on the triangle. So this is the first oscillator. You get the second oscillator, which you can use just to add to the first one, or as an FM source. To create more complex patches, you get a Steiner-Parker filter, which we use already in the Minibrute, Microbrute and Matrix Brute, and redesigned a bit for this instrument. It's a 12 dB resonant filter. The VCA has what we call the brute factor, which is a feedback loop to kind of go back inside into the output of the amplifier into the filter, so it generates more harmonics, or even kind of completely messes up the sound if you go too far. In terms of modulation, we have two envelopes, one ADSR and one AD envelope, which can loop. Well, ADSRs are interesting, but being able to get more rhythmic patches by looping the envelope is quite fun, and especially because this envelope also has CV control on the attack and decay, and that's one big difference compared to the original Minibrute. Is to have this big patch bay here with 48 patch points with CV inputs and outputs for, well, kind of all the voice oscillator controls, filter control, VCA control, and the output for the envelope, LFOs of course, some MIDI to CV, and some utilities like inverters, attenuators, VCAs. And the AD envelope has attack and decay control, so I can do kind of rhythmic stuff, random loops or stuff like that. The step sequencer is quite powerful. You get pitch, gate outputs, and you get two more tracks, which can be just velocity and pressure, but you can also reroute them to generate other types of signals. Maybe you want another track of gate, so you can trigger the two envelopes separately, or maybe you want another track of pitch, so you can do kind of duophonic patches with the two oscillators playing different pitches. Or you can generate envelope sequences to do kind of rhythmic sequence with a different decay and attack time on each step, or LFOs, or all kinds of stuff. So each sequence is up to 64 steps in length, and you can save 64 sequences. By default, the AD envelope is on the amplifier and the ADSR is on the filter, but I can simply just cross them and reroute them the other way around. So now I have the AD on the filter and the ADSR on the amplifier. So, and with the loop mode, for instance. So now I can get something on the filter, like this. Another thing I could do, for instance, is this AD envelope, I could control its amplitude with a VCA. So the utility VCA, which is used to kind of as a utility tool. So I'll just take for instance, the AD envelope and use an LFO to control that amplitude, and send that to the filter this time. So now I'm gonna have the amplitude of the. Sometimes you get the triggers, and when the LFO is low, you don't get. So it's kind of that rhythmic stuff. I could also use maybe an LFO to control the rate of the envelope. As I said, we have CV control on the decay, so I'll just use the LFO output, attenuate it, and send it to the decay time, and use a random LFO. So now sometimes I have fast loops because I have a short decay, sometimes I have a longer loop. So the two oscillators can do FM between each other. Right.
Sounds tasty.
The way we designed the patch bay, it's easy to add modulations, to add signal sources like oscillators or drum tracks or whatever, plug some effects, add some effects to the tracks. Sometimes I'm just using the Minibrute 2S as a powerful step sequencer and using the LFOs, envelopes and the MIDI outputs, MIDI to CV outputs to just trigger some Eurorack gear. So this becomes kind of a command center.
Let's get real here. This is a total gateway drug. I've seen so many people, they bought the Minibrute 2 or 2S and they ended up getting into Eurorack land and buying loads of modules. So this is a great way to start into Eurorack, into your Eurorack adventure. Thanks a lot, Sebastien, for this nice demo and for a full-length review of the Minibrute 2S. Stay tuned to the channel. We're working on that already. Daci Pucci from SuperBooth. Bye-bye.
Cheers.